Hello students, my name is Prafulata Hundre and today I'll be teaching you the first unit of RCC subject. The first unit is Introduction to Reinforced Cement Concrete and which carry 45 marks. Okay, in today's video I'll be teaching the introductory part of RCC. Okay, before understanding what is RCC, we should know some certain terms which is, so the first one is compression and tension. You have already studied this in your previous semester, so I will be giving you a brief idea about this. So what is compression? Compression is decrease in volume of any object or substance resulting after applied stresses, which means that in compression any object or substance is going to decrease in volume. मतलब क्या होगा, उसका वॉल्यूम कम होगा. क्यों कम होगा? क्योंकि आप उसको स्ट्रेसेस अप्लाई कर रहे हो. ओके, इट इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज इन वॉल्यूम. व्हाई? बिकॉज देयर इज द एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रेस इज गोइंग टू अप्लाई ऑन दैट सब्सटेंस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you take this substance is of length L and you are going to apply the external forces F. So after the forces are going to apply in this direction, the length of the substance is going to decrease, whereas the length initially was L, it is going to decrease to L dash. It is because of the external applied stresses. So this is nothing but compression. Compression is nothing but decrease in volume and the contraction action. So the next one is tension. Okay, tension is what? Tension imparts pulling action, whereas it was pushing action. Here it is going to be pulling action in an object or substances resulting from applied stresses. Okay, here it was going to decrease the size, whereas here it is going to increase in its length. For example, you take down this example. There is the object where you are giving the pulling forces to it, whose length is L and the depth is D. After application of the external forces, there is going to increase in the length and decrease in the depth. So it is giving you the pulling action, whereas it is giving you the contraction action. After understanding what is compression and what is tension, after understanding the differences between the compression structure members and tension members, let us move to the introduction part of RCC. What is reinforced cement concrete? Okay, understand, for every member there will be two forces acting on it. One is compression and one is tension. Okay, RCC, concrete is strong in compression. Okay, concrete is going to stand strong when there is a compression forces acting, but it is weak under tension and shear forces. Okay, concrete is going to be strong in compression, but under the tension and shear it is going to be weak. So whenever concrete members are subjected to tension, they are reinforced with steel. Understanding? Just why the steel is required in concrete? Because to withstand the tension forces. Understanding? So RCC, you understand, RCC is the combination of concrete and steel. ओके, कंक्रीट में क्या क्या आएगा आपका? एग्रीगेट्स आएगा, सैंड आएंगे एंड सीमेंट. सो कंक्रीट कंप्रेसेस ऑफ एग्रीगेट, सैंड एंड सीमेंट. एडिशन टू दैट, इफ यू ऐड स्टील टू इट, इट इज कॉल्ड एज रेनफोर्स्ड सीमेंट कंक्रीट. Okay, it is called as RCC. If the concrete is going to be combined with steel, it is going to be called as RCC. Why? Because concrete is good in compression, whereas steel is good in tension. So to make the member strong in both compression and tension, we require to embed the steel into the concrete. After understanding the concept of RCC, I would like to give this in the pictorial form. Like example I will be giving you now. This is one beam. Okay, understand, this is a beam and it is supporting on two ends. Okay, column you can tell. There is going to be upcoming external load on the beam at the center, you can tell, which is having the length L. Okay, when the beam is standing still, it is going to stand horizontally, but when there is a vertical external force acting on it, the beam is going to bend. Okay, the beam will be bending in this fashion. Why? Because the load is coming from upward direction. Okay, once the beam is being bent, means when the beam is being subjected to bending, these fibers are going to contract and these fibers are going to tension. Okay, मतलब क्या है, ऊपर के फाइबर क्या है, it is subjected to compression. Understanding? The topmost fiber are subjected to compression. See, this is the decrease in size. Okay, here the size is being decreased, whereas the bottom fiber, okay, in bottom fiber what is happening is the fiber are pulled away. Okay, means it is going under tension. Okay, whereas the top fibers are being contracted, the bottom fibers are being extended. Okay, so the upper part is under compression and the below part is under tension, which means that the top fibers are going to follow the compression, whereas the bottom are going to experience the tension forces. Likewise, you see, this is the beam. Okay, so it is said that the top is going under compression. Okay, see, so this part should be always made up of concrete. Okay, and the bottom one is going to be subjected to tension T. So the bottom part should be immersed with the steel. Why steel? Because steel is good in tension, whereas the concrete is good in compression. So accordingly, this part is under compression and this part is under tension. Accordingly to the zone where the compression is there, insertion of concrete is must. Where the tension zone is there, insertion of concrete is going to be must. After understanding the concept of compression and tension, why concrete is required, why tension is required, let us move further. The next one is now advantages of RCC. Okay, now you understood what is RCC, why concrete, why steel is required. Now let us move to the advantages of RCC. The first point is RCC has very good strength in tension as well as compression. Right now I told you the steel is very good in tension and it is equally good in compression. Okay, the next one is RCC structures are durable if designed and laid properly. It is said that it is proved that the RCC structure will last for 100 years only if it is designed properly and constructed properly. Okay, if there is no proper design of, or if there is the wrong construction, this is not going to stand for 100 years. If it is designed and constructed properly, it is going to last for 100 years. So it is called as a durable structures. The next one is RCC sections can be given any shape easily. So okay, what about the shapes? Any of the shape like dome shape or the circular shape, whatever is the shape in RCC, it can be designed very easily. Next one is the steel reinforcement impart ductility to the RCC structures. Ductility is the property in which the bars are being stretched to wire. So it becomes very ductile, which becomes very flexible. Okay, so the steel reinforcement will give the ductility to the structure. Next one is the raw material which are required for RCC are easily available and can be easily transported. What are the raw material required for RCC now? Raw material for concrete is what? Aggregate, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, which is sand, cement, okay, and steel. So whatever are the raw material required for RCC are locally available, and hence it is locally available, it can be transported easily to the site. Next one is RCC is almost impermeable to moisture. Okay, whatever is the external moisture present in the atmosphere, RCC what it does it will not allow any moisture to come inside the building. So it is impermeable to moisture. Next one is RCC structures are fire resistance. Okay, it will not catch fire very soon. Likewise, in wooden buildings, the catching property is very fast even in steel, but whereas in RCC it is very slow. After understanding the advantages of RCC, now let us move to types of load on RCC structures. Means what are the variety of loads which is coming on RCC structures. So the various loads are, there are 5 loads. First is dead load, live load, wind load, snow load and earthquake load. Okay, these are the types of load which is going to come on the RCC structures. This is the pictorial representation of the loads. This is the building. Okay, and dead load is going to come from vertically, live load is going to come from vertically, whereas the wind load or earthquake load is going to come from horizontally on the structures. Whereas dead and live is vertical and earthquake and wind is going to come horizontally on the structures. So let me explain it one by one. The first is dead load. Dead load is nothing but the self weight. ओके, बिल्डिंग का खुद का वेट जो होता है उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग डेड वेट. ओके, डेड लोड आर ड्यू टू द सेल्फ वेट ऑफ द स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, जो उसका खुद का वेट है बिल्डिंग का वो तो आएगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज डेड लोड एंड इट इज द परमानेंट लोड. ओके, क्योंकि बिल्डिंग का खुद का वेट तो हमेशा रहेगा, उसके साथ देयर इज नो कटिंग एंड फिलिंग इन इट, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू स्टैंड परमानेंटली विद द स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, डेड लोड डिपेंड अपॉन द यूनिट वेट. यूनिट वेट क्या होगा मटेरियल्स का, उसके हिसाब से डेड लोड रहेगा. अगर यूनिट वेट ज्यादा रहेगा तो क्या रहेगा, डेड लोड भी ज्यादा रहेगा. इफ द यूनिट लोड इज लेस, द डेड लोड आल्सो विल बी लेस ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर्स. एंड टू रेफर डेड लोड कहाँ मिलेगा, देयर इज द standard code book to find the dead loads or unit weight of the material, that is IS 875 part 1 1987. In this code book you will be getting the dead loads or unit weight of the materials. Okay, so the next one is now live load. Live load is nothing but the load due to the moving materials, like we people, we move on the floor. Okay, we will impart some of the load to the structure, that is nothing but live load. Live load is the moving load. Okay, and that is not permanent load, it is a temporary load. For certain of the time you come on that structures and go off. Fine. So live load on floor or roof consists of all the load which are temporarily placed. It's not permanent, it's the temporary placed on the structures. Example, load of people, like people walk, people sit, people move around the building, that is the temporary load. Okay, load of the people, furniture, machines, etc. Okay, the load keep on changing from time to time. Okay, time to time the load keep on changing and it is also called as imposed load. Live load is also called as imposed load. Okay, then various of the building have different live loads. Okay, then you can refer it from IS 875 part 2 1987 code book. From this code book you can refer the live load. First dead load you can refer from the part 1, whereas live load you can refer from part 2. Now the third one is wind load. Okay, wind load is nothing but the load which is coming from the flowing wind. जो हवा का इंटेंसिटी होता है उसके वजह से बिल्डिंग पे क्या होता है, प्रेशर आता है, जिसकी वजह से बिल्डिंग पे लोड आता है, उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग विंड लोड. इट इज ड्यू टू द विंड. ओके, द फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय द हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट. ओके, ये कौन सा है, हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट है, हॉरिजॉन्टल लोड आ रहा है. ओके, ऑफ द विंड, इट इज टू बी कंसिडर्ड एंड डिजाइन द बिल्डिंग. ओके, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द विंड. मतलब कितनी तेजी से हवा आ रही है उसके हिसाब से क्या होगा, लोड चेंज वेरी होगा. ओके, द विंड लोड कैलकुलेशन इज given in the code book IS 875 part 3 1987. Okay, in this code book you can find the calculation of wind load or factors which is going to happen in wind load. You are going to calculate it from IS 875 part 3 1987. Next one is snow load. Snow load मतलब क्या है, in some very cold areas even snowfall happen. Likewise in India rainfall occurs, some areas even snowfall occur. Okay, where snowfall is occurring you have to consider this snow load. Okay, the building which are located in the regions where snowfall is very common are to be designed for snow load. Like example में कोई जरूरत, like example इंडिया में कोई जरूरत नहीं है स्नो लोड के लिए डिजाइन करने की. Why? Because here never the snow will be falling. Okay, wherever there is the fall, there is the possibility or chances where snow falls, you have to consider this type of load. Okay, and it can be studied from code book IS 875 part 4 1987. This is the standard code book where you can get the snow load, variety of snow loads. So the next one and the last one is earthquake load. earthquake load बोले तो क्या है, भूकंप. ओके, भूकंप के वजह से थोड़ा लोड आने वाला है बिल्डिंग पे, उसको बोलेंगे हम लोग अर्थक्वेक लोड. ओके, अभी कैसा है, जगह से जगह क्या होता है, अर्थक्वेक इंटेंसिटी कम रहती है. नाउ इन बेलगाम वी नेवर एक्सपीरियंस अर्थक्वेक. ओके, व्हेन यू गो टू सम नॉर्थर्न प्लेसेस, वहां पे क्या होता है, फ्रिक्वेंटली अर्थक्वेक होते रहता है. लाइक इन जापान एंड ऑल फ्रिक्वेंटली क्या होते रहता है, अर्थक्वेक होते रहते हैं. तो वहां पे क्या है, अर्थक्वेक रेजिस्टेंट बिल्डिंग बनाना बहुत जरूरी है. ओके, अर्थक्वेक लोड डिपेंड अपॉन द प्लेस वेयर द बिल्डिंग इज लोकेटेड. ओके, आपकी बिल्डिंग कहाँ पे है, इसके हिसाब से आप क्या करोगे, अर्थक्वेक प्रोन बिल्डिंग बनाओगे. एंड दैट इज इन द कोड बुक IS 1893-2000 पार्ट 1 कोड बुक फॉर जनरल प्रोविजन फॉर बिल्डिंग्स. ओके, इस कोड बुक में आपको क्या होगा, कैलकुलेशन कैसे करना है और आपको स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यूज कहाँ से लेनी है ये मिल जाएगी. ओके, सो इंडिया इज बेसिकली डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 सेस्मिक जोन्स. क्या है, इंडिया को 4 जोन में डिवाइड किए, जोन 1, जोन 2, जोन 3 एंड जोन 4. सो इंडिया इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 जोन अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस कोड बुक IS 893-2002 पार्ट 1. ओके, इस कोड बुक के हिसाब से इंडिया को 4 सिस्मिक जोन में डिवाइड किया गया है. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन वेयर ऑन विच सिस्मिक जोन योर बिल्डिंग स्टैंड्स, यू हैव टू डिजाइन द स्ट्रक्चर्स. ओके, एंड दिस